So Stella, tell me, how did you get into speedrunning this game?
Well, I kind of wandered into it after AGDQ because a lot of the people that I met there actually. Oh, we're getting
Oh,
started.
we're started. Alright. It looks like epicYoshi's... he started this timer.
epicYoshi's comparing by in-game time.
Alright, that's something we can fix later on.
Of course.
And it sounds like Meltrs is using custom sounds, custom music.
Yeah, Meltrs is a big fan of the custom music. I know he's got a custom song on everything. Some of the choices are a little bit more questionable than the others, but overall, pretty solid choices.
Oh dear. Oh god.
Yeah, these elevators can be a little bit boring to wait through, but...
Yes, so what can you tell me about Iron Gate as a stage?
Iron Gate is a rather consistent stage. There is a speed shoot strategy that you can use that saves about a second if you're going for the ring route, which it looks like Meltrs is going for as he gets all of those ring capsules. Basically, it makes the very end of the stage a second faster as you're able to run through it with speed shoes, but you actually do a thing where you step on the elevator so that it activates early, and then you don't ride it so that you can grab the speed shoes from the checkpoint.
Yes, it looks like Meltrs is going to show that off. Yes, because you get a speed shoes, you get them from the checkpoint over there, and you need between 80 and 89 rings to get speed shoes. I'm correct?
I believe so, yes.
Yes. I'm going to show that now is 81 rings.
He's just waiting for the elevator to get low enough so that he can take full advantage of the speed shoes. And there he goes. He's going so fast. Oh my goodness.
This just pulled in my head off Yoshi.
Gets rid of the enemies, and I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get the lock on the target. Oh, and he gets it from underneath the platform. Easy. Meltrs looks like he's going to be pulling from an early lead over epicYoshi.
Okay, it looks like Meltrs will be going into the Hotshot boss fight. Hotshot, is this right?
Yes, this is Hotshot.
This is Hotshot, yes. Hotshot, yeah, it's a rather easy boss fight. Meltrs will probably show off the quick strat right now. Yes, you can jump onto the cockpit from ground level. You don't need to wait for him to lower his guard. And from the last hit, we actually wait a few seconds. So Hotshot is fully in the air. If you kill him, then it's faster. His death animation will be faster.
Yeah, it's interesting. You're losing time so that you can save time.
Yes.
You've got to wait for him to start jumping up and flying.
Yes. It's actually quite a... epicYoshi showed the normal death animation. And Meltrs gets guard of the storage area, which is not an ideal piece for Dry Lagoon. Because you have to climb all the way up here. Let's see what epicYoshi gets for his first piece.
Meltrs checking for thermometer and bullseye, not getting either of them.
Yoshi gets hexagonal pillar. That's a very nice first piece, actually. You see what second piece Meltrs got? Ooh, he got two facing fans.
For Meltrs, getting a.
That's a free piece. That's a very good Dry Lagoon. 35 seconds, nothing to scoff at.
And you know what? Meltrs was rewarded. He checked so many free pieces, and he only got one of them, but that one was enough to give him a 35-second Dry Lagoon.
Yes, epicYoshi gets razor. Ooh, he got also a free piece. He got under the chin, and he got razor plant.
Looks like he's having difficulty remembering where Razor Plant is as Meltrs starts Sand Ocean, getting the reset to line up his cycles properly. Let's see if he makes the first jump. Easy.
He does. That first jump is actually more difficult than it looks like.
It's a 3-frame jump, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Incredible. epicYoshi finishing off his own Dry Lagoon at 1:05. Not too shabby. I've certainly seen worse. especially if people get jail pieces.
Yes, jail pieces can be the absolute worst. So, Sand Ocean, if you have one word to describe it, how would you describe it?
Punishing. Sand Ocean is
Yes.
by far one of the most punishing stages in the whole game. If you
Yes, we
miss
just
one
saw
little
Meltrs die
thing-
here.
Yeah,
That's
all of his
goes to
cycles
show.
are now messed up.
Actually, fun story. I used to, when I started running this game, I died quite a lot on this stage, like I think everyone. I got more used to the messed up cycles than to the actual cycles.
Yeah, I can certainly see that. That platform is not very stable, but when it glitches out, it's almost always for the benefit of the runner, as it means that they are about to fall off and saved by poor programming, as it were. Meltrs playing it safe, trying not to jump. You can make those jumps, but if you miss them, you are rather far away from a checkpoint, so a lot of runners see it's
Yes.
not worth it.
See if he's opting to go for this jump. Ooh, he missed that jump. And since it looks like they both opt to not use the sandwalk, can you explain sandwalk really quick for people that don't know it?
Sandwalking is a frame-perfect trick in which, as you fall into the sand, you pop a balloon at a distance. And popping a balloon as a mech gives you a little bit of extra height if you're in the air. And they use the little extra height they get from the balloon to push themselves back up into the air and do a weird state where they're kind of just air-walking around. They use that to teleport later on through the stage using the Mystic Melody, and it gets them a better cycle than you are able to obtain just running through the stage on your own.
Yes, we saw earlier this week. We did see that from Ethmar,
That
who executed it pretty nice.
Meltrs damage boosting up the falling pillar. You can do that without getting damaged, but the timing window is a lot more difficult, and it didn't look like he was quite perfectly lined up for it, so taking the damage was perfectly fine.
Yeah, it doesn't save or gain any time, I believe, if you don't get damaged. Maybe a quarter of a second at most.
Yeah. It's a little riskier if your health is already low, but that wasn't a problem for Meltrs. He finishes Sand Ocean with 1 death and not much difficulty.
Nothing to scoff at.
Not at all.
As we see, Meltrs enter Radical Highway. Radical Highway, it's the first stage we actually get to play as Shadow instead of a boss fight.
Very fast stage. A lot of things can go wrong if you're not paying enough attention, so we're going to see just the extent of how much Meltrs goes for.
Yes. And here we get the questionable music you said earlier.
Does go for the beetle jump, gets a 29 check, and we're going to see him jump to the left. Oh no, he's going to go down and through the tube. Oh,
No, he's not. I think he just missed it. Or wanted to play it safe. Either way, it's not a bad choice.
No?
No, I don't think it. In a tournament setting, it's more often than not, it's better to play it safe.
Yeah. Ooh, and he does get the homing attack on the spring through the iron box. Normally you need to have a flame ring to break it so that you can use that spring, but he just homing attacks through the metal box anyway.
Yes, it's easier than it looks like, actually. The hitboxes in this game can be pretty weird in both a conventional way and it can help you and not help you. That's what I wanted to say. Ooh, he doesn't get the trigger that he walks under the rolling cylinder.
Yeah, I don't know what to call those things.
I don't either.
Oh, that's weird that he didn't stick to the floor.
Sometimes it happens. And ooh, he misses the jump. That's sad. That sucks. This allows epicYoshi to gain a little bit of time. epicYoshi just entered Radical Highway himself too.
Meltrs playing it safe the second time, and you can't really blame him. Unfortunately, the rail did not look like it wanted him to stay on it, so he has to wait for these cylinders, I guess, to rise up and fall down so he can scale them. This is
Yes, there is actually a way to get back up to that pole. You can stand on the slightly elevated side of the road like the boarding, you can stand on it. It's quite tricky, but I think it's faster than actually waiting for the cylinders.
Oh, I imagine.
And Meltrs also skipping the loop as he is rounding up Radical Highway. See, Yoshi's still doing fine. Oh, he guessed wrong. He guessed the wrong side. So he has to bounce up once more.
If you actually know where to look, you can see which one it is as you're going down the hill. But if you're not aware of how early you can check, then sometimes you do get caught like that. Meltrs now starting egg quarters. Oh, unfortunate wall bonk from Yoshi. But egg quarters is a very interesting stage because just the variance of where the pieces can spawn. There are a whole bunch of different rooms that all have their own individual characteristics and quirks. Oh, he checks for on a needle. Doesn't get it, but that check is important.
Yes, you got on the red triangle.
On
a red triangle.
Right beside the upgrade room. Or right beside the upgrade in the upgrade room. Interesting, you didn't break both boxes.
You still got it. That's interesting. If you're doing an actual speedrun of Dark Story, that's one of the best pieces you can get. Since it's on your way, you need to get the upgrade anyway.
Oh,
ooh, the Scarab blocked him. Yes, that Scarab it's kind of interesting. That Scarab tries to kill you, but it can only see you if you're standing in the light. So if you go stand in the shadow, it stops locking onto you and just goes on its way again.
That's actually something I didn't know for a long time, was that you had to stand in the shadow to make him stop targeting you. I thought you just had to run away far enough, but standing in the shadow was much better.
And it's not like you have to stand in the shadow for a very long time. And it looks like he got a very, very decent egg quarters.
Yeah, I'd take a 108 for sure.
Yoshi is having some trouble getting in and rounding up Radical Highway.
He does look like he is able to complete it though at 2:45. Meltrs starting up Lost Colony right as Yoshi finishes up Radical Highway, so he's a whole stage ahead. And we're going to see if some of the harder stages later on might close that gap a little bit.
Yes, if epicYoshi gets really good RNG, he can easily pull himself closer. As Meltrs is going through Lost Colony, which is a rather easy stage, I would say. Would you say the same?
Yeah, I would say Lost Colony is a rather easy stage, but there is some, if you're not careful, there are some jumps that can kill you.
Yes, that's very true.
This is the stage actually where you get the hover for Eggman, which is a very important upgrade because of just how much it unlocks and how much movement is just drastically changed after you get it.
Yes, because the hover upgrade allows us to hover jump, which is there's a I would call it the glitch, where if you press hover just right after you jump, the sooner you press it, the more height you gain, which allows us in the next stage allows us to skip an upgrade.
Yeah,
and most of the stage as well.
Yeah, you can do that. Stage is essentially 3 jumps. I like to joke.
Yes. Yoshi is having some trouble finding his first piece. On a minute, I don't think he knows where the piece is. Yeah, the monkey one.
Oh, he got the foreman and couldn't find it. Oh, that's so brutal.
Yes. Oh, and Meltrs fell off. He forgot to jump.
You can actually make that if you just hover into it, but that was... You gotta make sure you are hovering. Otherwise you will just fall.
I think maybe it's controller 8 is input or something.
That's certainly possible, especially on Eggman stages. Yoshi having some trouble finding Skull's room, but I think he's found it. Alright, let's see what his third piece is. Oh, he can't find a hint monitor. Chipped Petal is in the green room, but we're going to see if he knows that or if he's just going to keep running around the circle until he gets a ping.
Well, he was on his way to the green room already. So both ways he would have found it.
Mm. Oh, and it looks like he is able to find it without too much difficulty.
Good. As Meltrs is rounding up Lost Colony, epicYoshi will be entering it.
Yeah, still keeping that one stage lead as Meltrs is jumping right into the goal ring as epicYoshi fades back in. So now we're going to see probably the biggest variance in play styles based on skill level is the jumps that they go for in weapons bed. Because if you're not comfortable, those jumps can end your whole life.
Yes, because one thing that's a mechanic in this game is when you hover against a wall, or actually if you're touching a wall and falling at the same time, you do just fall down immediately.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. It's really the walls just pull you all the way down.
Yes, in Lost Colony that's actually quite nice. Ooh, and Yoshi having some trouble jumping through the boxes. I don't know why he opted to do that.
Meltrs appears to just be cruising through weapons bed without much difficulty. Made the first jump first try, which is something not a lot of people can say for themselves in a race. And we're going to see if he goes for it. You know, fair. This stage can be rather difficult with the camera not following you properly.
Yes. But they're both through the hardest stage of the run, which are the first 4 levels, I would say.
Oh, for sure. Making it through Radical Highway, Sand Ocean, and Dry Lagoon is just, honestly, for most runners, is enough to mean that they're almost certainly going to finish the run. Meltrs now coming up to Satellite Jump. We're going to see if he goes for it. It looks like he does. Oh, nope. He's just going to jump off the canister and take the...
He's going to play it safe.
Yeah, I can respect it.
You do need a nearly perfect hover jump to actually get on the satellite.
And a 130 flat, I would accept that. That is an excellent weapons bed time. Now, the Tails 1 boss fight is not as easy as the Eggman 1 boss fight, which is the hero story counterpart of this fight, because Tails likes to run around so much more. Oh, unlucky.
Ooh, we got a punch in. That's not good.
Punching Tails or Eggman does half the damage as a normal shot, which is really not recommended because it gives them the full amount of invincibility frames. But luckily, that doesn't seem to have affected Meltrs too much. Ooh. Meltrs has very good Rouge knowledge, so I hope Security Hall won't pose too much of an issue for him. But this stage can certainly be rude.
Yes, this stage RNG can make a difference between a 30-40 seconds one, or I would say 2 minutes maybe even. You've got bad RNG, if they open multiple saves, because that's the gimmick about this stage, that you see these saves on the wall, and the emeralds can be in those saves.
And you have to have the specific save color unlocked if you want to be able to open them and get the piece that's inside. So
yes,
you
but
have to come
Meltrs
all the way up here to unlock them.
Yes, but Meltrs, it looks like he doesn't have any save pieces yet. I didn't see what his second or his last hint was.
His last hint was 3 cylinders, and he checked to see if it was. I believe he checked to see if it was red, and it wasn't. So he's going to activate blue and go to the other location that 3 cylinders can be as a piece 3, and just finish up the security hall before too long.
It's a shame he didn't have blue open already.
Personally, if I was in a race, I would keep yellow open because of just how many yellow save pieces I see, but I feel like that's just up to the runner and based on what they feel they should keep open.
Most of the time I forget to open up any save, so I have blue open by standard.
Yeah, that's also a fair point.
And I just noticed that epicYoshi has not skipped the big cannon upgrade. Normally we'd skip that upgrade. So but we have to go around those metal boxes, because the big cannon upgrade allows us to break metal boxes. And since weapons pad is the only stage where we really need to break those boxes, you don't need it later on in the run. Unlike Rouge's
pick nails.
Yeah, pick nails. I was looking for that word.
Yeah, Cosmic Wall does not require the big cannon upgrade. So yeah, it really is just for this stage, and that was scary, but it looks like he's gonna be able to make it.
Ooh, and we got knocked off. That's unfortunate.
He got bullied against that last box. That is a time loss he did not need to take.
No, absolutely not. Meltrs now in White Jungle completely missed his boss fight against Flying Dog. With Flying Dog, it's a fast and easy boss fight. There's nothing much to explain about it.
epicYoshi down to his last life. I hope he'll be able to finish off weapons bed on this life set, as he is at the last checkpoint. But that one robot can be quite the difficult one to avoid. Oh, there it is. And he gets rid of it. So he should be fine to finish the stage as Meltrs continues his way through White Jungle.
Others really well executing it.
Grabbing the checkpoint to be safe, always a good move, especially in what I would consider to be one of the least functional stages in the game.
No, the stage can screw you over really quick, really fast.
I've seen White Jungle just refuse to work for a lot of people, so grabbing every checkpoint is absolutely a fair idea. Ooh, he goes for the little wall run. He doesn't quite get it, but gets more than enough air to just make it and skip the loop anyway.
Yes, epicYoshi now in details one fight. It seems like he is having a little bit of trouble, and if he's not watch out, ooh, he barely makes it. Meltrs now skipping the light shoes. Normally we need the light shoes to follow trails of rings, but again, this is the only stage that actually requires us to have it. So we just skip it by jumping towards a spring, which allows us to get it. Ooh, he didn't quite get that skip. Oh, and he missed the stomper, I guess they're called. He misses those. And
still gets a sub 2.
Yoshi gets, if you can see it from the bottom, but you can't see it from the top. Let's see if he knows where that piece actually is.
Oh, I thought he was just gonna crawl up through the laser.
I think he wanted, but then he remembered he can't. So I think he gets the piece.
Ooh.
Meltrs now coming up to our favorite cutscene. It's a floor and also a ceiling. It can be multiple pieces. It looks like he's checking up top.
Honestly, that's safe, especially if you're already up top. But,
yeah, but it's not. It's not up top. It's I think down towards the left for him now.
Security hall is so confusing. So many pieces just have the same hint. Oh.
Yes, that's something that went wrong in translation. This game has multiple of those issues.
Yeah. There are some lines that just weren't even translated from Japanese that the English voice actors just reread over.
Yes. We'll see the full effect of that in... What's the last in the Blue stage called again?
Mad Space?
Yeah, Mad Space, that was. We'll see the full effect because one hint can mean like 4 or 5 pieces at once.
Yeah, there's even a hint called Black Container Balcony, which the second hint is 3-colored container, and it's actually just on the car behind the minecart that's floating around the planet.
Yes, it's really weird. This blue light balcony is not on the blue light balcony.
It's on the red light balcony.
Or on the yellow. It's not, it can be multiple balconies, but not on the blue one.
Not on the blue one.
As Meltrs now literally cruising through Route 280. How would you explain Route 280?
Route 280 is a stage in which you need to collect, you need to manage your rings basically, because every 20 rings or every checkpoint balloon, you get a boost. And we drift around the stage so that our speed is not capped. And this is useful so that we can just use a boost immediately after going up an incline, so that we can constantly be at boost speed and not capped by the limitations that the game wants to put on us.
Yes, that's true. That's why we're also we see our Meltrs constantly drifting, which we call snaking. It removes the cap on the deceleration.
Now epicYoshi looking to finish off Security Hall. He's trying to find his last piece, just floating around in the little fans with money at the bottom by red.
That can be a tricky one to get. Because the hitbox
moving around.
Yeah, the hitbox isn't very nice to you in this level.
And he gets it. A 312.
312. That's.
It's pretty brutal.
That's brutal. Very brutal.
Yeah, not knowing your pieces incredibly well in Security Hall can really bite you.
Even knowing them well can really bite you, because, like we said before, multiple hits mean multiple pieces.
It's true. So if you hard commit to a direction where the piece isn't, and then you don't know where the other variant is, you are in big trouble.
Yes. It looks like epicYoshi is not going for the quick strat on Flying Dog. And that's unfortunately.
That. I never spiral upper first try, so I can respect somebody jumping off the walls to hit Flying Dog.
I think it's easier to stand on the boxes actually and hit him.
Oh, is that so? Huh. I hadn't thought of it that way.
Yes,
Meltrs like a very solid Route 280. He might even get a sub 250.
Oh. He got a sub 250. 248, I believe. And that's very, very nice. Not too many people can say that they got it constantly.
Oh,
247 even. epicYoshi is having some trouble with the last hit. Did get hit, but alright. Meltrs now in Skyrail, and Skyrail, it's the quickest stage in the run, I would say. Or the quickest shadow stage at least.
Yeah, it takes less than a minute if you're doing it properly.
It doesn't take much effort to get a 50 seconds, between 50 seconds and a minute.
Taking an interesting strat, spin dashing up that little
I haven't seen someone use that actually. But it's a safer strat, I believe.
Yeah, just for consistency, to make sure they don't mess up the little jump off of the incline.
Yes, and this is the strat we're talking about. You just jump on those pumpkin heads, as he's having some trouble getting on the rail.
The rail's just not wanting him.
It looks like Yoshi got a game over.
Oh, brutal. At least it looked like he got it right at the beginning of White Jungle, which isn't too bad, but still not something that you want to see.
I didn't actually see if he completely died or just opted to quit out to get some extra lives. Meltrs is having some trouble rounding it up, but still, with his mistakes, got a sub 1 minute.
Yeah. Getting a sub 1 on Skyrail is rather forgiving if you just know what you're doing.
Yes. Even without the skips, this stage is still rather quick. I would say it's 1:30 then, if you don't use the skips. As Meltrs is getting up to the Egg Golem boss fight.
This boss fight is completely different in Hero Story because you are not controlling a character with a gun.
Yes, in Hero Stories you will have to get on top of the head of the Egg Golem and then knock something off.
But in Dark Story you just gotta shoot him until his chest bursts open, and you can shoot the
They're bombs?
Computers? I don't know what they are.
I think they're bombs in his chest. It's funny because story-wise, Eggman gets into the room right after Sonic destroys the Egg Golem.
Yeah, huh? So he has to re-defeat it?
Yes. Let's see, Mad Space.
Checks for the free piece, it's not there. I couldn't quite read what the hint was, but it looks like...
I think it's the House of the Meteorite owner. Yes, it is.
That does make sense, yeah.
Yes, because the gimmick about this stage is everything, all the hints are in reverse in some way or another. The first hint is always in mirror. The second hint tells you where it is, but it's opposite. So a high place means it's in a low place.
Mm.
And the third hint tells you where absolutely not to look. So it's there.
Definitely don't look.
Don't look up there. Yes. I see epicYoshi almost died with the hover shoe, with the light shoe skip, but he managed to save himself.
And here's blue light balcony, and we're gonna see it definitely not on the blue light balcony.
Yes, because like we see, that's the red light balcony.
Oh, it looks like it's gonna be underneath the rocket after the yellow light balcony.
Still, it's very nice, very nice. As the epicYoshi got a 221 white jungle.
Yeah, I would certainly accept a 1 minute man space.
Meltrs getting up to the Knuckles fight. The only boss fight for, we see against another character for Rouge. Also for Knuckles.
Yeah, that is true.
In both regards, this stage it's a really easy fight.
It takes 15, 16 seconds if done properly.
My record is a high 13 seconds.
Really?
Up to get a ring actually.
Ring. You know what? Though, in a race, I can understand that.
This can fight him back. He died. I think it's better to die there since at 20 seconds the floor opens and hot air pushes you up. So then it's really difficult to kill him.
Yeah, because you can't find him, and he's doing his special attacks to damage you from far away.
Yes, but that's nice. 16 seconds, I believe I see.
Yeah, 16-19 looks about right.
Yes, I just saw epicYoshi got a 23-second Sonic 1 fight. And epicYoshi now is entering Route 280.
And Meltrs is entering Cosmic Wall. I'd be curious to see what variant of Cosmic Wall skip Meltrs goes for. I'm not sure if he goes for the Russian or Dream skip, where you fly through the whole stage, the mini skip, where you fly through part and then still play the end, or the Cosmic Wall super skip, where you just skip a giant portion of the middle.
Yes, I personally, the way I've seen him play the rest of the game, looks a whole lot like I play it. And I use Russian skip, so I think we'll see Russian skip from him.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. It's a very consistent amount of time because you don't have to, what's it called? You really just have to input A and forward for most of it. And
yes, for 2-3 minutes actually. The most boring part about the run, but we'll see. He's coming up to the tower skip, which is the I think the most difficult skip from this game because it's very, very precise. Luckily, missing it can mean you can just go on to Russian skip.
We're gonna see which variant of the skip he goes for. Tower skip is
He's not going for tower skip. Smart decision.
So
I've only seen it once this tournament, and that was from Eithmar, who got it rather nice. He's getting the checkpoint for safety, very smart, and he's going for Russian skip.
Ooh, he was so high up. I'm happy he didn't get knocked down by the invisible wall, but yeah, this looks like he's going to be...
We hover in... What actually happens is we hover into that little area, little box area, is to skip the roller coaster cutscene trigger. So we can just fly over here out of bounds, and it looks like he's going to skip all of it.
Yeah, so he's going for the full Russian skip and not the mini skip.
Yes. What Meltrs is actually doing right now is he's dodging some kill planes. Which is easier than it sounds. He just has to hold forward until he sees He's probably going for a visual cue. In the top left corner, you can see a piece of a tower appear any second now.
Yeah, it looks like a little upside down U. And after you see that, you can just...
There it is.
I use the next one.
Oh, I use that one.
You know what? Fair enough. Both work. The kill plane is very easy to avoid, but personally, I find that other building to be easier to miss. So I turn after the this building right here that looks like the upside down U.
Yeah, that's the same building I was talking about. The tower I use for the visual cue just disappears afterwards.
Ah, yes, okay.
And epicYoshi opting to not use snaking in Route 280, I see out of the corner of my eye, which can be better if you're not good at it. It's a more persistent strategy, but it's way slower.
Oh, for sure.
Got a 311, 312 or 313.
Yeah, Meltrs got a 247, I believe.
Yes,
so
that's 30 seconds difference. Meltrs is just flying on towards the ends of the stage.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if epicYoshi is most of the way through Skyrail before Meltrs is done, despite the fact that he's visually at the end of the stage.
Yes, because normally the tube you see on the left side of the screen is normally would ride through there, which is technically faster, but the rest of the stage is slower.
We're going to see if epicYoshi goes for the pumpkin jumps. He opts to not go for them. So we're going to see... I'm in a bit of trouble getting any speed on that rail.
Yes, it can be tricky to gain speed on those rails specifically, because you don't have much of room to make speed. As Meltrs exits with a 418, not very optimal, but still. He is ahead, so he can afford it. I've certainly seen worse, and I think with the strategy he was using, the fastest he can do is a low 4 minutes, maybe a very high 3 minutes.
Now the Tails boss fight is very difficult if you're not paying attention. There is an AI manipulation that you can do, but it doesn't look like Meltrs is going for it. He's just going to try and fight Tails.
Yes, because the biggest thing we have to look out for Tails now is his big cannon, and he gets a 14-second Tails fight.
That was actually incredible. He used the dynamite pack in the middle to his advantage.
And as I see Yoshi dying on Skyrail, he tried to hit the speed boost, but he failed.
That's so brutal.
As Meltrs is entering the final stage now, with more questionable music from him. This is final rush? Final chase.
This is final chase.
Final chase, yes, I always mix up those names. Final chase is the name of the Sonic variant of this stage. He does... It's more difficult than it looks.
Yeah, these gravity tubes are not very cooperative, so knowing how they work is integral to completing the stage quickly. And
he opts to not to go for that skip. Smart. Oh, he dies.
Yeah, he just wasn't trusting his alignment, so he just thought he'd kill himself off a little bit faster.
Smart choice. epicYoshi now rounding up Skyrail.
Sure he doesn't fall off at the end, because falling off at the end is pretty gripping. I'm not a huge fan of that. Oh, Meltrs really not having the gravity tubes cooperate with him. On his last life now, but
yes, epicYoshi now entering Egg Golem.
Interesting that Meltrs opts not to go for the pause extend on that first jump and instead opts to land on the spring platform. I imagine it is a good bit safer.
Maybe we should explain it real quick. If you hop, the shorter you hop, the more distance you can, or height you can gain from a pause extension. So what you do is you jump, or hop I would say. Then I would say at the height of your jump, you pause. Then you unpause and hold A.
Yeah, like you press A to unpause and you just keep holding A so you don't homing attack.
Yes, that's a better way to explain it. And it extends your jump just a little bit, which can skip quite a bit of stage here. To be honest, it's looking like Meltrs plays this game like I do as well. Uses the same strats. It's actually pretty funny. I didn't know anyone else did those strats. I thought they were just bad. But hey.
epicYoshi getting a very unfortunate first piece in Evil Liquid. This is actually for a lot of players a reset piece, but we're going to see if he knows where to get it and how fast he can get it. Certainly unfortunate RNG from him though.
Yes, and in chat I see Draco Dan just more perfectly explained the jump, the
reason
extension
that pause
jump.
extends work
Yes.
as they do.
With just 60 half frames. We opt to go for this strategy.
I've actually not seen that strategy gone for.
I have, but I'm not a big fan of it. Oh, and opt to not go for this skip here. There's a really small skip down there. So at the bottom there are some platforms which you can use for some jumps. But he's opting to go for this strat, which is just fine.
I'd actually not seen that strat before.
This one?
Yeah, I've never used those top angled platforms to play through the stage. Normally, if I see people playing through the stage and not going for the small skip, then they're just kind of running through it over the gravity tubes.
Yes, and epicYoshi got Dangerous Moon as his last piece, which can mean 2 or 3 different pieces. Meltrs getting an extra life just to be safe.
Yeah, I can't blame him for that
Let's
at
see
all.
if
He
he
was
ups.
at 0 and now he's at 2.
Let's see what he's going to do. Is he going for the skip? No, he's not.
Having difficulty just grabbing the pulley, which I can understand. Those gravity tubes can be absolutely brutal when you're trying to do something they don't want you to do.
Yes. Let's see what strategy he's going to use. He's going to use the old school strategy.
And he's going to hold down left or just straight left so that he doesn't get caught in the gravity tube and falls right into the goal ring.
Here we go.
And now Meltrs enters the Shadow 2 fight, and we're going to see how much of a fight Sonic poses to Shadow in the final boss. Although if you do this properly, it can take you 16 seconds.
Yes, as epicYoshi is entering the Knuckles fight himself.
All right, Shadow. Time for me to finish this.
I wasn't expecting the music to be this anticlimactic.
Yes, normally the music on this stage is pretty, well, yeah, it's final boss music worthy. But this is kind of anticlimactic. But, well, if you're speedrunning this game, this fight is anticlimactic because we see Meltrs easily taking down Sonic. And that's time for Meltrs with a 42-30. That's quite nice.
Yeah, I'd accept that in a run for a no.
I'd accept that
run.
any day.
So now we're going to see epicYoshi on Cosmic Wall. He's got a couple stages left in his own run. We're going to see if he opts to go for any of the skips, but I'm not incredibly certain that he will.
Yes, and I was just checking the brackets, and it's Meltrs winning. This means Meltrs will be up against Aura Ace in the next round.
Ooh, that's going to be fun.
That's going to be very, very fun. And the next opponent of Yoshi isn't decided yet, because we have a winner's round and a loser's round.
Mm-hmm.
If you lose at any point if you lose at any point except the final race, I would say you also drop down to the loser's round.
Yeah, and you get one extra shot to
Yes.
try and keep yourself alive.
Because everyone has at least 2 runs, which is quite nice.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So this isn't the last we'll see from epicYoshi. Looks like his mashing wasn't on point just yet.
but he is making his way through the final Eggman stage. We're going to see up right here if he's able to...
I just got noticed that Meltrs actually got a PB in the Tails 2 fight and in the Egg Golem fight. So congratulations on that. And the IL PB.
That's actually super good. Eggman, or yeah, actually, Tails 2 is a pretty difficult boss, and we certainly commented on how clean it looked. And
It was very, very good. I didn't even know it was possible to do it that quick. 14 seconds he got, if I remember correctly. Yes, that's very nice.
it does look like epicYoshi is going for the mini skip.
Yes, it looks like it.
Now, the difference between the mini skip and the Russian or Dream skip is that in the mini skip, you actually clip back in and do the rest of the stage, only skipping the first auto scroller trigger. But on Russian or Dream skip, you just fly straight to the end.
Yes, and I think the mini skip can be just as fast, if not a little bit slower, as Russian skip.
It
if you play the rest of the stage optimally.
A little bit faster if you play it optimally, but yes, a lot of players do not. They would just rather opt to take the safer probable time save and just float to the end.
And I just got Dragodan just posted in chat that the IL world record for Tails 2 is 1409.
So yeah,
so that's is very, very close.
Yeah, Meltrs got like a 1462 if I remember correctly.
Even if it's a high, even if it was a 1499, would still be stupid fast.
For sure, for sure. Yoshi coming up on the last little parts of the
yes,
the stage. I believe he's coming right up close to the auto scroller at the very end where the drill chases you down the tunnel.
The military's top secret weapon, Project Shadow, was stolen from the military.
Oh yeah, I always forget this, but after you complete one story and you haven't completed the other, the game likes to advertise the other story to you. So like, hey, you should play the other part of the game. Ooh, unfortunately jumping off of the pulley, unless he really wanted those 10 rings, but I don't believe it.
He's opting for the completionist route now.
He's going for that A rank attack.
Alright, now we see the final roller coaster. This is what it would normally look like. It's faster. It's fast to actually take this roller coaster and skip it, and skip this. But getting there inconsistently can lose you more time than doing Russian skip.
Now you will see epicYoshi's score go up very quickly if he continues to defeat these tubes, because the gimmick of the tubes is the longer they're on screen and not alive, they dramatically increment your points.
Yes, as Meltrs is showing off his Chow Garden actually right now. I think as a child I spent more time playing with the Chow Garden than with the rest of the run.
Oh, I can certainly understand that.
Yes. Steam says I have 360 hours in this game, I believe. I didn't think it records all of my hours. But counting all the hours I got on my GameCube when I was younger, I think I would surpass 1,000 without difficulty.
Oh, for sure. Buying a pan for his chow?
Yes, I see that. He's using the pan strategy. Let's see if he might actually show off some Chow Karate.
epicYoshi tackling his own Tails 2 boss fight, a very difficult one, which Meltrs was able to tackle with relative ease. We're going to see how hard this ends up being for epicYoshi. Hopefully he doesn't get too many punches on Tails, as the punches are not recommended. Oh, he does know to jump and hover out of the way of the giant laser, which is a very, very important thing to know for this boss fight. Oh, and he does get one punch.
Ooh, but he can still make it. He just has to shoot. Yes, he just has. And as you see, Meltrs Chow actually putting on the pan. That's a Chow with 0 stats. It has a pan. That's very, very nice.
epicYoshi going for his own final chase. This was not incredibly nice to Meltrs, but we're going to see how it treats epicYoshi. Goes for a spin dash a little bit further forward on the ramp than I would have opted to, and it looks like that shoots him quite far down.
Because Meltrs Chow is not very loving. He wants to be let go. If Meltrs would want to do the Chow a favor and let it down, yes, he did. I think that's enough Chow Garden for now.
Oh, that was unfortunate. epicYoshi trying to spin dash jump onto the gravity tube to save a little bit of speed, and the gravity tube decides it does not want epicYoshi to succeed in any capacity.
No.
That really is what the gravity tubes do. They just try to thwart all attempts at success.
In the meantime, Meltrs is showing off some Meteor, some Hero Story races, or Hero Story levels. He's trying to get some good pieces here. I'm actually very unfamiliar with the Hero Story run, so I don't know these pieces.
Knuckles has quite a few pieces.
Yes, I started out doing Hero Story like most people, but I quickly got bored of it, or more frustrated with it, because of City Escape Skip. And
I can imagine that.
All the other skips.
I'm not actually sure what Meltrs is going for, because he's gotten multiple rather good pieces.
Could you maybe explain a little bit of the difference between Hero Story and Dark?
As you've seen from this race, Dark Story is very Eggman dominant. There were a lot of mech stages and not very many Shadow stages. There were only 4. But in the Hero Story, it is actually very Sonic dominant. There are a lot of Sonic stages, and what's it called? There is actually an entirely separate upgrade for Sonic in which he can bounce off of the ground, and it was programmed in a very interesting way that we can exploit to great effect in Hero Story speedruns.
Yes, would you say maybe that epicYoshi takes another death? That's very unfortunate. Would you say Dark Story is more about execution of basic movements than Hero Story?
100%. Hero Story has a couple stages that are very difficult, but Dark Story as a story is very much more it's much more reliant on you having good fundamentals and good movement rather than good skip knowledge.
Yes, absolutely true.
He's coming very close to the end of Final Chase. Looks like he's on good pace to get maybe a sub 55. Definitely a sub an hour. Oh! Unfortunate. The electricity of the little barrier on the gravity tube not being incredibly kind to him.
I'm now watching the replay. Oh, yes, that's very unfortunate.
Opting to keep jumping on the tops of the gravity tubes, making his way safely over to the last checkpoint that I believe he skipped last time, which was not, did not do him any favors.
No, but to be fair, that's an easy checkpoint to skip because it's in the middle of a pretty wide stretch of platform.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and he gets killed by the same electricity fence. Unfortunate.
I do have to give epicYoshi some compliments that he is still willing to continue this run.
Is excellent sportsmanship to show that he's not just going to quit and does want to see this run through to the end. I just hope he doesn't get a game over to the same electric fence.
I do hope that as well. Let's see, can he beat the electric fence? And he can.
Oh, it does. He does end his relationship with that electric fence. It looks like he's not confident in spin dashing onto the rail, but he does get to it. Interesting choice to go for the bottom or the right rail. Normally I go for the left one because it
I do too.
it goes for a lot less vertical climbing at the end. But it looks like he is rather close to the ending. Looks like Meltrs is messing around on the hero story equivalent of this stage, Final Rush. He may go for the Final Rush skip. He may just ride on the rails for a little bit because the rails are rather fun. epicYoshi looking to finally close out Final Chase. He does know to hold down and right, or down and left, so that he does not get sucked in by the gravity tube. And he finishes with a 350.
350. Yes.
A rather brutal time, but
yeah, that's quite brutal. He made some small mistakes, and small mistakes in Dark Story can be very, very punishing.
Mm-hmm.
Meltrs going for Final Rush skip.
Mm-hmm. It looks like his alignment is interesting. I don't know the bounceless variant of that skip incredibly well, but epicYoshi is going into his final boss.
It looks like he's getting it.
Oh,
no, he didn't.
He got the first hit, but oh.
Trying to make his way.
Trying to
make his way back up the rails, which he's doing. As epicYoshi is slowly but surely
chipping away at Sonic's health bar.
Yes.
Sonic
but he's not having yes, he's having some bad luck with Sonic.
Man, it's not fair that when you fall off the stage, you die, but when Sonic falls off the stage, he just teleports back on.
Yes, he's a cheater. He's a faker.
Oh, he's definitely the fake hedgehog around here.
How dare he compare himself to Shadow?
Oh.
Nothing that can stop me.
No!
Oh, Yoshi falling off with only 2 hits left.
And that's a game over. But at least he didn't game over at the end of Final Chase.
He's still going for it. He wants to beat Sonic.
He is still on pace to get a sub 1 hour run. We're going to see if that is possible for him. He gets the first hit. Oh, interesting. Sonic's homing attack didn't even come out for the... What is...
Oh, unfortunate.
That was crazy. I've never seen somebody get 3 hits on Sonic without Sonic even putting up any form of adversity to it.
I haven't seen that too. Look, as we see, this first hit can be a little bit annoying since Sonic is running just a little bit faster than your homing attack can hit him, which can result in something funny. You can see Shadow chasing after.
Yeah, just in the
Sonic.
ball form.
Just in the ball form, and Sonic keeps running and running and running.
Oh, he does get a hit down to Sonic's last health point.
Yes, he got it. That's time.
5808.
Sub 1 hour, something to be proud of.
Yeah.
He finished the run. He powered himself through it. That's very, very strong. Very good of him.
But yeah, that's just about everything. It looks like we are finished with this race. I've been Stellar. Joining me has been your everyday speedrunner.
Yes, I'm asking if we can do a small interview with the runner, if they're up for it, of course. And if SpeedGaming allows us. Meltrs sure wants a small interview, so let's get him in here. Or he's joining his own. Yes. Hello, Meltrs.
Hey, Meltrs, what did you think about the race?
Hello, yes, we can hear you. Yes, there you are.
I have no idea what to think, honestly.
I know you were super nervous about it before the race started, so why don't you just kind of walk us through how you were feeling during the race?
Well, yesterday it felt like I couldn't sleep because I was just so nervous.
Still, you have a bit of background noise.
Yeah, that was like my first time, but this was my first time doing something like this, and definitely it was definitely radical highway where I said I took a breath because yeah, Sand Ocean I died once, and if you didn't notice, I just made sure not to die, and that was basically all I did in that level. And in headquarters, I know I got like really horrible RNG, like really horrible, because I actually got 2 blue pieces for some reason, and like you never get that. I mean, I somehow got through that, but yeah.
Are you proud of your time?
Okay, so this is actually not a PB for me. It's 2 minutes behind. But I am very proud of my time still because
you said in chat you did get some IL PBs on Egg Golem and Tails 2. Yes, the Tails 2 fight was just completely insane.
It was
also
completely random because I was just mashing buttons.
Yeah, you just ran in. Like, you didn't look like you had any strategy at all. You were just like, I'm gonna hit him, I'm gonna dodge his shots, and we're gonna see how this goes. And you got like what, like a 14?
I got a 1487, I believe.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, that was good. I'm really looking forward to next time and how I can improve. But overall, I did really enjoy.
Do you know who you're up against in the next round?
I'm up against Ores.
Yes. What do you expect from that?
So his PB is like a 27, I believe, and mine is a 30. I believe if everything goes well, which it didn't really do, if I like sort of refine my Sand Ocean, my weapons, my white jungle, and just like sort of get like everything goes right, I will be able to match him. It's just Dark Story is so fickle and so random at times, so I thought we'll definitely see what's gonna happen between him and me.
The story takes our hero Sonic from the Earth and into our
I've managed to get epicYoshi in there. epicYoshi, congratulations!
Yeah, a lot of lesser runners would have just quit out of the race, but you stuck it through and you finished that race and got a sub-an-hour time. How do you feel?
epicYoshi, good game. Very, very good games.
I'm happy with it. There was a lot of jank stuff that happened, but overall, it's pretty good.
Yeah, Dark Story certainly can be jank at times, but good on you for sticking through it.
I was worried at Final Chase. If it was get a game over, I might have quit. But I didn't game over, so we were good.
Oh, you managed
it wasn't.
You managed to pull yourself through the entire run. It's definitely worth some GGs.
Yep.
That's right.
It was just under 3 minute PB, so that's good.
Nice.
Super happy about that.
Is that your first sub-an-hour time?
I think it is.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Getting a PB in a race is always hype.
Always.
Anything you guys thought like, well, next time I should practice before next race? Because epicYoshi, you still have one race coming up in the losers bracket, which is your chance to redeem yourself.
Yeah, I'd say more Rouge Sentis.
For sure.
Feel that.
Yes, I could agree with that. It looked like you were struggling on the Rouge stages.
Yeah, like I did a Rouge Senti like a week ago. And PB'd by probably an hour. But I guess I still need to do more.
Yeah, having more knowledge is never a bad thing on the Rouge stages, especially Security Hall.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't know about the yellow safe security hall rule that we have,
Yeah,
but at least
yeah.
that didn't come into play.
I noticed you got a floor and it's also a ceiling, and that was definitely something. That's just something that I noticed.
Yeah, the only one I remember being that is right at the top, and then it's like, oh right, it's also the between safe areas. And I just couldn't radar to it.
Yes, we were talking about that while you were at it. That lost in translation. Some hints did get lost there.
Yeah, and a lot of hints just a lot of pieces share hints for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that's a particular problem in security hall.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big problem in both security hall and mad space.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
With the mad space hints being a little bit more vague, like blue light balcony. You got others. It's nowhere near a blue light balcony.
I got a good mad space. I'm happy with that mad space.
Yeah, I don't remember any mad space tripping me up, so I got lucky there.
Yeah.
It might have been long, but to me it's just, do I know where it is? That's what's important.
That's good RNG, is pieces you recognize.
It's better to recognize a piece that is maybe a little bit far away than not knowing it's a very good piece.
Yeah, because you lose a whole minute to that, or more.
Yes, absolutely true. Is there anything you guys want to say before we head off?
Before we go, I was definitely really nervous, but I ended up sort of getting into it and having a ton of fun actually. So I'm looking forward to the next race.
That's very important.
epicYoshi,
Yep,
you got
I had
anything
fun.
to say? That's good to hear. Having fun is definitely the point of this tournament. And you know what? If you just enjoy the races that you do, then you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, well, with that said, I want to give a shout out to the runners, Meltrs and epicYoshi. Drop these two a follow. They're amazing people. We're sure to see more than just this from them. I'm sure we'll see great things from them in the future. I want to also give a shout out to Stellar with me commentating. You guys might not know it, but he got in here last minute.
Yeah, it just kind of last minute showed up to the commentary booth, and everything kind of went along from there. I think things went okay.
Yeah.
I think so. I think things were okay as well. And yes, with that, I'd say we're heading off. I have nothing more to say. I'm your everything speedrunner, and thanks everybody for watching. Oh yeah, next match is at, let's see, 2 p.m. EDT, which is Juice versus myself. Also here on SpeedGaming 2.
Well, good luck with that.
Good luck.
Thank you, thank you. I sure hope that match will go well as this one. Everybody, we'll see you people next time. And once